All right. So, good evening, guys. You're all welcome to our live session this evening. Today is the 14th of August, 2025, Thursday, and of course, we just continue from where we started on Monday, which is discussing what we have for the week and what we can expect from the markets moving forward. And I'll speak a little bit on tracking our trades and journaling. After which, I think we'll just push forward from there. So permit me to share my screen and let's keep up.
Hello, Cassie, can you hear me?
Okay, all right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Sorry. Okay, that's good. Oh yeah, Lowell. Good evening. It seems like your speaker is much better.
Yes. You called out earlier. Good evening. How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good too as well.
All right. Welcome.
Okay. Thank you.
So yeah. Okay. Where do we start? So not much of an update. I mean, considering that we discussed these things on Monday, so it's not like we have anything crazy. The JPYs are still like the same thing, right? Same thing we discussed, more upside continuations on them JPYs. So nothing too crazy. Cut JPY is very close, but not close enough, right? Very close, but not close enough. I am hoping that we pull back to the key level so that I can buy, but we're not there yet. We'll see. Stage up JPY. I don't know. I'm hoping this is the end of the pullback before we continue higher. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. EJ is still far away from the key level, like I said, so nothing I can do about this guy at the moment. Pound JPY is doing very well. In fact, we're breaking past the previous high, and this is looking like a clear breakout of the resistance level. Now the breakout is confirmed. This just aids the buys, right? It just aids our original ideas to look at more upside continuations. And just like I updated yesterday, pound JPY trades at 200 for the first time since July 2024. Now, the last time it did that was somewhere around here when the Bank of Japan hiked interest rates, and there was there was so much chaos with this huge dump to the downside. That was the last time we saw price around 200. But now we're getting there. We're there actually. So this is good, right? This is good, at least for our positions. My take profit is around 206, so we still have like a bit more to cover. We'll see. Right? We'll see if that happens. NJ break retest. So we're still around the support level. I expect that this will continue to the upside long term. And then USGPY, nothing interesting for me. Like more upside, yes, but nothing of interest at the moment. Let's see, AD card. Now, price has stayed around this resistance level for quite some time, right? And I'm not sure what price wants to do at this point. I'm not sure what price wants to do at this point. But long term, I still expect downside. But it doesn't mean that price cannot continue upwards for in the meantime. So the question is, like we said, this is the lower low, right? Previous lower high and the new low. Now the question is, where would the market form the next lower high, right? The next lower high that may potentially bring about the next lower low. That's the big question. Now the market is respecting this resistance level, so this may be the lower high. It's not confirmed yet, but this may be the lower high. But that can only happen if we have more downside continuations from here. So you see, we're waiting for this to happen, more downside. But yeah, the market can just switch up. We don't know yet, right? You don't know what. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Earlier today, let me see. I think it was today. Yesterday and today we saw price trying to like break past the level, but now coming back to the weekly time frame, it seems like price may just be respecting the level after all. So I don't know. I'm not selling this guy, but let's see. Let's see what happens in the future. Eurocard in profit. I'll expect that price would find momentum to break past these highs. But aside to that, I don't really have any critical updates. Pound card, I'm very impressed. Very impressed by pound card. We see how much it pulled back, and in 2 weeks we're trying to like recover all of that, which is very good. But yeah, not much to see. If we close above the level, right, we have tried to close above this resistance level for quite some time, but each time we failed. So when we break past the next month to just trash back below the level, and I'm hoping that pound card stays above the level this month, and that next month we will not have another huge bearish candle, right? Because if we do, it means that the sideways movement will just continue. But if we have next month maybe pulling back to test and then finding support, that would be beautiful. So we'll see if that is the case. But so far, so good. Okay, so far so good. NZ card still sideways, right? In profit, but still sideways. I don't have much to say on this guy, to be honest. Euro 80, nothing of interest. Euro NZD, nothing of interest. I can say that we've missed the entry on Euro NZD, at least so far, because this is where I wanted to buy, but we don't have that, right? Not yet. So hold on. Yeah, that sucks. So it means that if we don't pull back to get the entry, then Euro NZD might just leave us. But we'll see. Patience, right? Patience is required. Pound AUD is finally putting in the work and is in profit as we speak. I would like to say that I got like, I wouldn't say a late entry, but like an entry very far away from like key level, but that's okay. All right, that's fine. We start to draw down for like a month, right? Just close to a month. But now price is in profit. Of course, it's not a guarantee that we'll just pop up from here, but we can at least bask in this win. I think that's the good thing about this. Pound NZD is also now in profit and seems to be doing well in the last 3-4 months, right? Because we've not seen price get this high since that push and dump, right? So we can say that this is progress. Now, this is, I think we've talked about pound NZD for months, and it's beautiful that you guys can see for yourselves. What do I mean? We talked about how price has just been moving sideways and coming back into drawdown, testing the key level, finding support. And I said multiple times that if you did not buy before now, that's your opportunity to buy. Why? Because you don't know what's going to happen. Price can just find support and then continue. Now let's trace our eyes back to the original entry. This guy set up, gave us an opportunity in March of 2025. That is like 5 months ago, right? And pound NZD has been moving sideways, pushing profit and come back. I just done all of this in the last 5 months. What it means is, if in the last 5 months you've been able to add your portfolios, if you're managing 100k and now you have 200 or 300k, you all had opportunities to add to your buys. Because now it's pushing. Of course, not a guarantee, but you can see that it's pushing, right? And then at this point, you don't know if price is going to come back to entry to give you an opportunity to get involved. So that is why, as long as the trade is still in drawdown, as long as it's around your entry, it is an opportunity to get involved, right? As since price has not violated or invalidated the key level, the trade idea remains active. The trade idea remains active. That is something we have to take home. I think we see the other examples, but pound NZ is yet another example. And it's interesting to see that the whole time that pound NZ was doing this, pound AUD pulled back and gave us an opportunity. So now we bought pound AUD and we already had pound NZ, and now they're both doing well. So yeah, let's move on. AU, I'm not interested. Right? EU, I'm not interested as well. Pound USD and profit. And this is also interesting because we took a loss of this guy a few weeks ago. But I also explained how the loss came up and the adjustment in key level and all of that. So we talked about that. But yes, we're in pound pound USD, and so far we're in profit, which is good. Pound and NZ USD. So we discussed how this could be a potential play, like a retest of this resistance level on the jump to downside. We discussed this, and it just might be playing out, right? It just might play. I will sell this myself, but this can work out, and it's very possible. But the reason why, like I said, the reason why I don't like to meddle with levels in between key levels is because sometimes there's just so much you have to cater for or work with. For example, if I would adjust this level to the downside, we can see that this is like a completely different price action, right? You can see it as a break and retest to the upside, right? That's what this looks like. But then just take the level back, and this looks like a break and retest to the downside. So what is my point? It is that I only like to deal with key levels that are undeniable. Like you can't deny the fact that these are key levels you get. So that's, I think you guys said an example of the confusion that can come when you're trying to trade, right? Because if you sell and price stops you out and the market continues to the upside, then you can easily go and point out that okay, it wasn't a sell, right? It was supposed to be a buy because of this break and retest. But then if you buy and then price stops you out to the downside, then you can easily come back and do this. So you see, there's just so much to cater. There's just so much to work with here, and sometimes to avoid or to accommodate these difficulties, I would just simply scale up and use the level I see on the higher time frame, right? So then it would not really matter to me what is happening. I'll just use the level on the higher time frame and work with that. So if we come into the monthly, you see that price aligns around these areas on the monthly much more than any other place on the monthly time frame. So that's why you see me using that as the level instead of what you're seeing. So that's why this is fine as opposed to this, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is for NU. And for the Swiss franc pairs, I don't have anything of interest. So if you have a question, just go ahead. If not, then I think we'll just move over to indices and then metals, commodities, and crypto. Right. No question. So let's move on to indices then. Let's see. Do I have anything interesting to know? Nothing really. Only that the lawsuit position. Yes, Alex.
Sorry, I was trying to speak, but my network wasn't so wanted to look at ADJPY, please.
Sorry, what?
AJ.
AJ. Here, let's see.
Well, for AJ, I think can I see the daily time frame, please? Okay, fine. I think I'm having a level around this 95. Oh, let's see.
95.
Yes, like a level so close to yours, because I actually took notes on AJ, but I'm just getting to see that your own key level is far above where I'm actually having mine. It's actually for the sake of the testing session, because for the past few weeks now, I've actually been testing. Actually tested a couple of pairs. For AJ, I'm having a level way below where yours is. So, and I think it's just so close to the blue line that you have there. Maybe for whatever reason you had the blue line there, whatever you were looking out for, I think that probably might be what I saw, that you need to pick up my levels at that particular point. So I don't know if you can comment on that. Maybe, well, it's kind of personal, because I would have like asked, maybe you tell us why blue lines, because like for all this while you've been like it's actually for a personal thing that you're actually looking at, like we should disregard it and something like that. So that's actually why I have to ask. Yes.
Yeah. So the blue lines, line I'm using to test, right? I want you guys to disregard them because I don't want to place emphasis on these lines just yet. Okay, I'm using them to test certain entry patterns and I'm just doing some rigorous testing. Okay, and I don't. That's why I'm saying you guys should not put so much emphasis on the blue line. The key levels you should regard as the key levels with black lines. Okay. Now you have a level around 95. I'm not sure why. Now again, if you think about this, sometimes your levels are like it's not easy. I must say, all right, it's not easy. So that's why I always start on the higher time frames, like 12 months, just like I told you guys, right? 12 months, 6 months, 3 months. That's how I plot them. So, but other times you can have little discrepancies between levels. But you having a level at 95 would mean that you have a level somewhere around. Let's see. Oh, I see. Right, I see. I see. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Now, yeah, I can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, it should be somewhere around. I think that's 94.77. So that's why I said 95. And just as you said, taking from a much higher time frame to the lower ones, for this particular testing session that I'm going through for the past couple of weeks now, almost a month, I actually tried as much as I can to get these levels from the 12 months, scaling down to the 6 months, 3 and the 1 month time frame, like to get to confirm these levels for the most part. For I'm actually quite curious why you are still having a separate level from mine. But after 95, I think the next I'm having on top is around 105. That's the next I'm having on top, 105. So and right now I'm holding a long position from 95. Looking at exiting at 105. So that's
Hmm.
it.
That is quite a distance. Now, there is a key level at 98, right? A clear key level at 98 that you should not neglect, right? There's a clear key level at 98. So just make sure to note that. Maybe drop a text or somewhere in your chart, right? There's a key level at 98. So just make sure to note that as you take your buys. Also, again, each of these levels are going like from the past, right? I go way back. You see, I don't just look at this. Okay, I don't just pick out the levels from this point or what happened here. You have to see like the entire picture. It's like looking at the whole thing zoomed out, if that makes sense. So you connect the price action from like the past. Actually, you start looking from the past and start connecting it to the future. You don't really look at the future and then connect the past with it, if that makes sense. That's how I would plot them. And again, I don't think you guys get confused with the blue lines, right? Like I said, I'm just testing things out, and that's why they're like this. Okay, so a key level at 95, I can't see it myself. I can't see any key levels at 95. I can see it at 94, right? Because at 94 we have the most reactions. Okay, we have the most reactions. If I would take this to 95, we skip a clear price action in 1988 and somewhere in 1992. We kind of skip it, if that makes sense. So like I said, we always cater for everything. If you get my point, we always try to cater for everything, and that's what gives us a more accurate level. Okay, so but that's why. So I see mine at 94, but then I see another reason why it looks like that. If you come to the monthly, it looks like price is trying to find or test this as a break and retest. But then I don't look at what is happening now, right? That's not what I do. I make sure I just pick them from the past and wait until price reacts to it. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, and then I think some other problem I always have during my testing session was the zooming out from 3 months time frame from the past. I always kind of, how should I connect these levels? Like, how do you pick them? Is it taking levels as at where price acts as resistance or as at where price acts as support? I don't know if you get my point, because most times you get to see that there are levels at the point price act at resistance, and there's actually levels at the point where price acts as support. Not on the 1 month time frame. You won't like really get to see these things on 1 month. I think the 3 months, the 6 months, we explain better when you take it to this time frame. You now, like me personally, I'm now like, should I take at the point of support or at the point of resistance? So that's it. For this
Okay,
particular
now
chart, you'll be displaying now, this is like the 3 months time frame. I think the 94 you're having there, my own reason why it's at 95 is when you take it up, you will get to see the reaction at, I think that's 1992, at the point where the bearish and the bullish candle actually is. So like the blue line was quite up, and I was looking at yes, at that point. So that was actually where I was looking at, like a little bit above the place you're having your cursor there. So and
now finish up.
okay, and then if you scale up to like the 6 month time frame, yeah, I think can I see the 6 month chart, please? Exactly, sweet, sweet. So like is it? I think the reason why I'm having 95 is because I have my level above that's 1991, above the bearish candle that is there, but now you are putting yours as support, while mine was actually as resistance. So that now bring me down to the question I asked earlier on, whether when fixing is it always at where place react as support, where react as resistance? You get it.
So okay, let's answer the question, right? So let me take this out, right? So what? Let's find a way to answer the question. If that makes sense. We'll go up to the 12-month time frame. Now this is not um. hold on. You see, I need you to understand something. Okay, the level we're trying to plot now is not necessarily it's not a 3-month level. Okay, even though we will come up to the 3 months to plot it, it's not necessarily a 3-month level. Now let's do it this way. If you come up to the 12 months, we have all the levels in black are all sorted out. Then we come to the 6 months. Now on the 6-month time frame, you don't see any clear level in particular, right? Nothing clear.
Yes, yes.
Nothing clear, right? That's the point.
Not clear. This is okay.
There's nothing too clear. But now you can understand certain things. Now remember, we're trying to plot areas where the market acted as support and resistance. So here's what I want to do now. I want to show you. Let me see. Hold on. Do we have a circle? I think we have a circle. Okay. So okay, so this will take me too much time. But here's the point, right? We are looking at in between these two levels, right? And we're trying to look at a point where the market acted as support or as resistance. Now, if we look at this level in particular, right here, it is clear that there was resistance here, right? Because the market pushed up, but it found resistance somewhere around this region. I don't know if I'm making sense. I think we can see that. You see this blue candle, you see this red candle. There was resistance somewhere around this region. Okay? And that helps you also understand that it means that price also reacted around this region as well, right? So we have a reaction here, right? We come here, and then we notice that the market acted as resistance for a minute here, just right. That's where the 6-month candle stopped. And now, interestingly, the next 6-month candle started right at that point and continued to the upside, but then left a bit to the downside. You see, all through this point, there's a reaction, right? And now we cut it across, and we can clearly see that the market was stopping at this point. Like, if you look at where the crosshair is pointing, right? I've not placed any level there, but just look at what is going on from 1987 up until now. It shows you that there's a price reacted to this level multiple times in the past at different intervals. We have 1987, 1991, just 1991, 1997, 2006, 2007, 2013, 14, 15. It came back in 2021, broke above in 2023, tested in 2024, finally support in 2025. You can see that there's a peculiar reaction all across. Now, it's difficult to point out on the 6 months, right? So that's why I said it's on the 6-month level. Now, let's come down to the 3-month time frame. So, from a 3-month time frame, I want you guys to look at this, right? Now we see that this is where the market acted as support, down here, right? Down here. This is where the market acted as resistance for a minute, Same area. Now we bring the same cross here, and you can see the same peculiar reaction. You see, the levels are levels where you have the most reactions. Like, those are the levels we use. Now, looking at this crosshair, this level or this area has the most reactions. It means that if we decide to have the key level down here, we're not exactly wrong. I don't know if it makes sense. Now, I can say the levels at 94, right? But if we have the level down here, we're not wrong. But you can clearly see that this is where we had the most reactions. So I have to change this to blue, right? Just so that it doesn't cause any confusions. Where is that? Hold on. Okay, this is gonna be a problem now.
I think maybe you should highlight it first, then you can change the code.
Yeah, I have my TDP is kind of like messing up right now, so that's why it's like that. But don't worry. But I think you guys get the point. Like, if you look at this, you see that it is where we had the most reactions. Now, watch this. I will drag this up to 95. And even though we have some reactions, we miss out on a lot, right? For example, look at this. And that's why I said, if you just feel like trying to put a level anywhere, it will fit, because price would have reacted to that point at some point in the past, right? But this is why we have to be careful about how we're drawing or how we're trying to get the key levels. We miss out on this huge price action. This is a level that acted as resistance and as support. We miss out on this huge price action. Now, if you keep it at 95, well, it can still, fly as a level, right? It can. But then does it cut across every price action? It doesn't. It will miss out on this. It will miss out on this. It will miss out on this. So we don't draw it because we like it. We draw it because it is the level, right? It is the area where price acted as support and as resistance. Now look at this. We miss out on this. We miss out on this. But then look at what happens when we draw or when we keep this guy down here. We're able to get that for every price action. And that's why if we come down to the monthly, it makes so much sense. Right? Now let's come down to investigate a little bit more. And you see why indeed it is here. Because now you see this is support, right? This is support. This is resistance. This is support. Now, when you have the level at 95, you said that this was resistance. But now from the monthly, you can see that it is not resistance. It is support, right? Now, when you draw a level, as you scale down the time frames, they need to make sense, right? They need to match up. Now, think about what happens to this when you keep it at 95. This is now a resistance, but now in reality, it is indeed a support, because not only is this just a support, it now matches with every other price action. Support, resistance, support, support, resistance, right? You scroll through and it makes so much sense. Resistance, support, support, support. And you keep going. Resistance, support, resistance, right? Same thing. Resistance, resistance, support. Support, support. Same thing. Now, you now come back to this is the monthly. Let me see the weekly. And now you see that this is why I had all my buy entries here, right? If you look, I just deleted them. But like before I did that, you see this is the break and retest, right? All of them right here. Break, retest, support, support. Same thing, right? So that's why I have the level around 94. Not at 95. I think that makes sense. But now if we draw this to 95, it would fly, because now you see, okay, price is reacting here and here and here and here, and then you get confused. So you see, we don't just draw the key levels from what we're seeing. We have to go back to the higher time frames and check from the past. So I hope this kind of like this I hope this helps a lot.
Yeah, actually, it's have actually opened my eyes to some things. Though I was thinking I was doing the right thing for the most part, but I think I've gotten to learn something new tonight. I've been able to test about 12 asset class, and I think I still have about 15 or thereabout to still test. So maybe for the remaining ones, I will get to take a good look at these levels and take it slowly, then look at it the right way I'm supposed to look at it. Though for those other ones I've actually tested, like for the USD pairs and the NZD pairs, I think most of my levels are actually in line with yours. Yes, they are actually in line with yours. But for AJ in particular, that's why I just have to speak on that in particular because I'm holding a long position on AJ from 95, the place I spoke about. So for the remaining ones, I will see how I get to look at it the right way. Then please, I don't know if back testing is already due for reviews, and I don't know if any have actually been reviewed. So, if at all there have been any, please, if maybe for the next time you'll be reviewing, you can go with mine so that I can really see. So you can really make some corrections and make some comments on the ones I've actually done. Maybe with that I can like get to improve in the subsequent ones. Please, thank you.
All right. So we haven't talked about testing just yet. So that's why I said you haven't missed out on much. Even the journal that I'm talking about trade, we said we have to allow most of us to come back before we can speak on it. So you haven't really missed out on much. I'll have to see your results, like maybe in private first. We'll review that before then we'll bring it to the public. But of course, we'll do all of these things. That's for sure. Now, just to point out that I don't. It's not like I think that buys from 95 are wrong. Of course not, because on the daily time frame we have evidence of support, right? Clear evidence of support. So if the market is not going to return, if the market is not going to return to this key level, right? It is we can have bullish continuations from here. You see, we just use these levels as it helps us as we take our trades. It's not necessary that for your systems that if you buy from here you're wrong. Not necessarily. The big difference is if you buy from here and price comes down, the idea is not exactly wrong because you still have levels to buy from. You still have higher levels to buy from. I have only chosen to use the best of levels, and that's what has given me the higher win rate. You get that's just the difference. So it's not like these monthly levels or weekly levels are wrong themselves. No, they can give you more skilling entries, more rewards, but also you can lose more on the trades. And I'm not really, like I said, the rewards are not my problem, right? My focus has always been reducing the risk because I've been building this as like a system that can take on like so much money, like so much funds behind it. So my focus was never really the rewards, it's the risk, and that's why we've been able to maintain like a very small drawdown this year. You get so this is just an explanation of how the entries come about, why I have less trades, why the win rate is so high, and all of that. So I think this kind of helps a lot. And also, Noah, you're here. I know you had a question about key levels, and that's why I decided to stress on this a bit. So I don't know if the explanation made sense. If you got like more insight.
Yes,
Sorry, I can't really hear you.
can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you now.
Cassie, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, yes, I said it makes sense.
Okay. All right, all right. That's
And okay, sorry, but let me ask, what particular um what do they chat provider do you use?
Okay. Yeah, that's another important question. I use IC, and IC is called Intercontinental Exchange, and
Okay.
I use IC because with IC I have all the data I need, right? So with some other brokers, I don't get sorry, hold on. With some other brokers, I don't get price action going back to like 1985 or maybe 1987 and all of that. But with ICE, I can get that, right? So that's why for current pairs, I would rather use ICE to get. And then I have found that the levels on ICE are like much more accurate than some other brokers. I think I gave the explanation of how the whole rendition works. So that's why I use ICE. So you're going to see it like at the top left for all my um, currency trades, ICE or ICE.
Okay. I'll check that out. Thank you.
All right. Um,
Casey, please one more question.
yeah, go ahead.
Can it be possible holding a position for like as long as 2 years?
Is it possible? Yes, of course, it's possible.
Is that bad?
But no,
Yes.
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say it's bad. I think it just depends on the risk and the asset. If you're paying swaps, if you're getting paid swaps, market conditions, other things that matter. It is possible to really as much as that.
Okay. I actually like the point you made. Depending on the asset class one and looking at the swap if you're being paid. Actually, this is a position from the JPY pair. And I think JPY they do pay for holding position for
Yeah,
long time. Yes. And then again, it's a kind of slow market. It's actually NJ, and I think this pair they're not like one of the major pairs that really move. They really take time to move. So I was actually curious when I tested NJ, and I was just seeing a position holding as much as 2 years before it was able to play out. So I just said I have to ask if that's actually something good or it's not something good at all.
yes, it is possible. Although I don't know when you tested NG, but like in the last 5 years, I never really saw a time when NG took 2 years to play out. So I'm not sure when that time frame was. But it is possible. If that answers your question, it is possible.
All right,
It is possible.
problem. I'd actually maybe send a link to my testing and section so that you might review it, and then from there I can know how to improve it, please.
All right, that's fine.
All right, thank you.
All right, so yeah, moving on. For indices, I don't really have much thing to note here. Only that France 40 and the most recent addition to the indices, which is EU 50, they're both doing well. Um, so I think that's the only thing of interest at the moment on these two guys. Gold is still just there, still moving steady, so nothing interesting. Nothing interesting. Palladium is still open. Um, yep, still open. Platinum is. I need this pullback, right? I need a pullback. I need a pullback to complete that. Anyways, we have to wait and see. Silver, I'm also expecting that guy will be generous enough to give us the pullback. So we'll see. We'll see how all of these things play out. Also, cryptos are bleeding today. I think early on they were doing fine. Let me see. Early on they were doing fine, but with the the good PPI data from the US today, I think it gave the dollar strength, and maybe that could be why crypto is generally actually. I'm not sure any other reason is attached to it. But yeah, they're being today, but that's still okay, right? Because long term, I still expect them um to continue to the upside. So we'll see. Okay, we'll see. I gave an update yesterday, um, explaining that the portfolio is doing well, very well, in fact. Running trades up 34% as of yesterday. Today is just around 31, 32. But yesterday up 34%, some huge peak highs. The last time I gave an update on these guys, they were like at 32%. So it's not like it's a huge difference from the last um, equity high. But remember that after the last equity high, there was a pullback, right? So it feels like it's a huge stride from the pullback to the new highs we now have. And also, some of the trades giving us the new highs were not the trades that gave us the previous highs. So once those other trades come back into play, I think we might still see like even more highs. So yes, again, we're doing really well. I think that's the most I can say. 19 open positions, we are up 34%. I can say that we're like halfway through because overall I'm expecting somewhere around between 70 and 80 R on all the trades. So being up 34 R is like close to like halfway through 70. So almost halfway through, I would say. Almost halfway through. And I think as of this moment, all of the trades are in profit, right? Because the only trade in drawdown at the time was pound AUD, and everything is screaming blues, which is very good. Which is very good. So yeah, let's see. All right, we'll be patient enough, and I think patience will still carry us. As of this moment, the oldest trade in my portfolio is CHF I bought September 2024. This is August 2025, so 1 year of holding trade, and I think some other trades will suit. So let's see what the rest of the year has to offer us. Okay. And for tracking our trades and journaling our trades, I've gotten some journals, but I think I need more. So, Carlos, I think you have the question. I wasn't able to reply to you. But yes, please resend the link if you can. That'll be fine. I have received from Damien and Captain. Okay. Yusuf, I know you'll be very busy, so maybe yours may not be up to date at the moment, which is fine. But I think you might need to complete that. Or can you tell us?
Yeah, Casey, I've been a little bit busy, I'm planning my graduation very soon, so I've been writing thesis and all. So, but yeah, I have some data from back testing, not journaling, because I've been doing more of long-term trades, so I don't have like results from, I did bit intraday trading. I'll have some results. So most of these trades are still moving. They're currently still moving, so I cannot generate a journaling data. But for back testing, I'll try to send you something. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Because most of these trades are still are still open. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That
Then
makes
I
sense.
have one other comment
Okay.
and question. So right now I'm trying to put in a withdrawal request from FTMO. So yeah, for a couple of reasons, I don't expect to withdraw this early. So firstly, because I'm in the US, they have some regulations for in terms of trading with FTMO. So I just wanted to try my withdrawal button. Maybe, although most of the trades, so, my brother used to place those trades for me in Nigeria. So I'm not actually placing those trades here. So I'm just analyzing the market. Then sometimes I log in their website. But anything related to MT4, I'm not using it here in the US. So I don't expect that there will be a problem, but I still want to like try it out and see if they will like ban me or something. So because I've been into this for the past 5 months. So then, secondly, I wanted to scale up my account. Hopefully, if they give me the withdrawal, I'm expecting something around 3.7 from my profit split because the total profit is about 4.7. So then they'll refund my $600. So I'll use that to buy an account. Then hopefully by December, I'll pass the second 100K account and I can match the account by January. So these are some of the common and reasons why I'm doing the withdrawal now. So by January, I'll have the 200K account. So my question is, I don't know, for some time you have been talking about um going back into prop firms. So I don't know if at the moment you have some in mind, because if I can get a better prop firm, I would like to get an 100K account with another prop firm, most especially if they can offer like a one-step phase challenge so that I can just focus on one-step challenge and pass it. So this might be an open question for others on this call if they have recommendations for reliable prop firms that I can invest that $600 refund in. So of course they might not refund me based on the regulation stuff I said, but I'm hoping I've not breached any of their rules. So hopefully they'll get me the profit and all. Thank you.
Okay, fine question. But now I think we have to be careful, okay? Because I know you made a statement. You said your brother is the one placing the trades, right? Have you logged into the account yourself?
No. I've not logged into the account myself. So when they gave me the logins, I just send it to my brother in Nigeria. So I'm not placing any trades from the US. Just that they have their website here. Sometimes I log in on their website. So I don't know if they are tracking my IP address, but I don't. I think if that would be a problem, it could have been a problem since the challenge phases, phase one, phase two. So I think they do mostly track the MT4, if I'm correct. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I'm not trying to make sure because sometimes they might wait until there's a payout. Sometimes,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
I'm not necessarily speaking for FTM or themselves. I'm just saying that some problems might just wait.
yeah,
Although, since you've not logged into the account yourself, would that be a problem?
yeah,
Um, this prof is very very smart.
yeah,
Now, you see, you bought the account in the US, right?
yeah. But I have created the account and all my verifications were from Nigeria because I've lost some accounts back in Nigeria, and I came here last year. So I already have
Oh,
that profile with them. I did my KYC verifications, everything with my Nigerian. So they are assuming I'm currently in Nigeria. Yes, I cannot
oh,
place trades. Sure, you understand. So
yeah. I think you just have to be careful how you go about
yeah,
the withdrawal
yeah,
because I think that's just about it. Because now I'm trying to make sense of the change in IP, right? Because now your IP address has changed, obviously, and
yeah,
the IP address of the device managing your trades is in Nigeria, whereas the IP address of the device logging to your dashboard is in the US.
yeah.
Hopefully that's a problem. And like you said,
I hope,
if it was going to be a problem, they would have said something. Maybe I'm just hoping that FTMO would not have a
yeah.
problem with this.
I hope so. So, and that's one of the reason I'm making a early withdrawal. Even though I have those trades have a lot of potential, but I wanted to confirm that. Then, if there is no problem with that, I'll just be more cautious going forward. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think
yeah,
I get what you're trying to say.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead with that. Go ahead with that. Um, another prop firm. I don't think there's a better prop firm,
Okay,
but there might be other reliable prop firms. So I think I
okay,
might. What would I recommend for you now? Funding Next is not bad. Um, Sway is also there. We have Funding Peeps. It's a couple. I think I'm gonna send you a list, right? You make a
okay,
choice out of the list.
okay. Yeah, thank you.
I think I'll just send you a list. Like I said, I wouldn't consider that a better prop firm. I would just say that they're also reliable, so you can use any of those.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I just wanted to, spread my wings across, even if it's just two different prop firms. So because FTMO can wake up tomorrow and tell me that, oh, something has happened. So,
Oh yeah, oh yeah, true, true. That is correct. They
so
can do so. So yeah, I would also advise that you spread your branches if possible. And I'm
oh,
also, like I said, I told you have plans. I'm just being stealth at the moment, just carefully picking the firms I would use. Like I told you guys, I'm coming in hot, right? And I just have to make sure that I won't have any issues with these guys. So I'll let you guys know, right? Once I have any more of this myself, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, I will send you a list. Okay, I'll send you a list.
yeah, thank you.
All right. Um. So please, you should send me what you have on the back testing colors. I think you can do the same. So what you have on the back testing, what you have with your journals colors. I have from Captain, I have from Damien. George is not here at the moment. Just a few others. Abdul was here like I don't know 5 minutes ago, but it seems like his network is taking him out. So, but I will need to get I think maybe 3, 4 more journals before we start discussing um, journaling even proper. So, for those of us who have not started tracking our trades just yet, don't worry, be patient. I will use one of their journals to show you guys what it looks like. It may be colors or leave anybody. I will just use a journal to show you guys what it looks like, the requirements, and why it is just important, why it's very important to track and how to track. So we'll have all of these discussions for those of us who have not started tracking our trades just yet. Okay, so don't worry, we'll take care of you. So yeah, I think this is the most I have. If there are any more updates, I would of course communicate to you guys. But please, if you can, just send these things to me so that I can start reviewing them. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. Any more questions? Any more questions just before we wrap up?
Lucas, good evening.
Yeah. Ask Captain.
Okay,
How are you?
yeah, I'm fine. Okay, I want to ask concerning card JPY.
Cut JPY. I have my eyes on the guy actually. I just
So
need him to.
I think earlier today, it got to that level. I think 106.169. So
Came
we
close.
see that. Yeah.
Okay, would I
Are you waiting
consider
for
that like?
maybe like an entry or something like that?
No, not yet. Not yet. Now I want price to actually come down and find support, right? Just come down there, relax, balance, find support like it did here, like it did here. You get so price is just trying to play around the level. It's not there yet, okay. But I need it to just come down, find a base, give me evidence of clear support. And if that happens, of course, I would joyfully place longs of that GPY. Okay, we have a long way to go. We have a long way to go. So
Okay.
yeah, that's my plan. That's my plan. Any more questions, please?
What about copper?
Copper. I think we're not above the level just yet. No, we're not above the level just yet. We're just right below it. So I need like an extra week of copper to come back above the level. So we'll see. Not there yet. Not there yet.
All right.
Yeah, that's true. I was looking at oil a couple of days ago. I was looking at oil. This guy. This guy. Okay. Well,
The UK oil or the US oil?
yeah, both of them. I've had my eyes on them for a moment. I've not really traded commodities recently. It's been a while since I did that. Um, so I just have my eyes on these guys. If I would do something, I'll let you guys know. Okay, I'll let you guys know. And then I'm trying to be careful, like not speaking too much about so many asset classes, because some of us are not used to some of these asset classes like commodities or um, metals, stuff like that. But don't worry, if I'm getting involved, I will let you guys know. Okay. So, here, any more questions?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you guys.
All right. I wanted to ask about the boot camp. Maybe that might be discussed after the backtesting review and maybe the journaling. So just making sure. I just have to talk about it.
Yeah, that is also in the works. Although I think Momo was planning something else, so I think I have to like just confirm with him. But that is supposed to be like the plan, right? So, journaling and backtesting journaling, yes. And after which boot camp will come at the end of I think September, I think. But I have to make sure, right? Because I think Momo had like another plan. So I'll just make sure that I'll communicate back to you every 3 days.
No problem. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. So all right. So no more questions, right? Just making sure. All right. Okay then. So in the absence of any questions, I would say bye to you guys now. And our next session will be on Monday. So of course I will see you guys on Monday. But yeah, you guys have a fantastic week. And that's it. Also, sorry, just before I forget, I remember that I said as you track your trades, you're supposed to have a demo account, right? An account that you're using to match up your journals. So I don't know if that is also in. Just making sure, right? Does anybody here have an account that matches his journal at least very close? Anybody here who has that?
Yeah, I
Yes,
have.
of course.
Okay, Carlos, Captain, how about you?
I have a demo account.
Okay, cool. Damien, how about you? Do you have yours?
Yeah, the demo account matches the general essential.
Okay, sweet. That's good. So here's what happened, right? I will show you guys. I will teach you guys how to connect this account to my textbook because I plan to connect some other new accounts. So I'll show you guys how to connect it. I think maybe on Monday, but I plan to connect the account tomorrow. But anyways, I'll teach you guys how to connect the account to my textbook. But before that, Damien, I have your journal. Captain, I have the journal. Can you send me a screenshot of your balance, like your balance, your running trades, and then your history, right? So just the first screenshot shows your running trade, and the other screenshot shows your history, so that I can use that to kind of match up the journal. And then it won't be like the exact same thing, but like it gives me an idea of how they look, right? So if you guys can do that, please, okay, that'll be fine. So Carlos as well, you can do that. If you are sending you the link, you can as well send the screenshot. Okay.
Okay.
So Captain, same thing, right? Please just do that for us. And Samira and Loa, I think, like I said, you guys may not already be tracking your trades as we discussed. So that's why we'll have the conversation about tracking and general. You see these things firsthand for yourselves. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So okay, I think we can close the session here now. So once again, thank you guys for showing up, and I will see you guys on Monday. Okay. All right, guys. Take care. Bye bye.